The following is a special production of WOBL, WDLW Sports, the Lorain County Sports Network. On air, online, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the app. The Lorain County Sports Network is your home for high school football. Welcome to October football. It's hard to believe, but the playoffs are just 4 weeks away. Here's hoping your favorite team is still in the mix. We'll start looking more at computer points and conference standings in the next couple of weeks. Actually, that starts tonight. This is the Stewarts TV and Appliance pregame show on the Lorain County Sports Network, WOBL, WDLW, YouTube, and on Facebook. I'm Don Vincent, and I'm glad you're with us tonight. This week, we'll focus a little more on conference standings while we look at the schedule tonight, including the games you can catch on the network. We'll start the discussion and our coverage in the Sandusky Bay Conference, specifically in the Bay Division. One of the unique features of the SBC is that there are only 5 teams in the division, so you end up with teams filling in almost all season long, and thus the conference games don't always line up. Currently, Edison and Huron sit at the top, followed by Bellevue and Port Clinton. The Vermilion Sailors haven't played a conference game yet. That changes this week. The 4-2 Sailors host the Port Clinton Redskins. The Skins are 3-3, 1-1. Pretty confident that the Sailors will hang a multiple score loss on Port Clinton and start making noise in the conference. You can check this one out on YouTube. Search Lorain County Sports Network. Bull Barch and Max Drummond will be on the call. In the Lake Erie League, the teams at the top, Mentor and Strongsville, aren't really a huge surprise. By the way, they play each other this week. That's kind of interesting. Euclid, Brunswick, Cleveland Heights, and Medina are in the middle of the pack in that order. Unfortunately, 1-5 Lorain sits at the bottom of the conference standings along with their opponents this week, 1-5 Shaker Heights. The Red Raiders are likely favored in this one, but I'm really not convinced of that. I like the Titans in this one. The Illyria Catholic Panthers are 3-3 overall, 1-0 in the North Coast Conference. They sit at the top of the league along with Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. Padua, Holy Name, and Lake Catholic follow them, and I expect those standings to change a lot over the next couple weeks. This week, one of those teams at the bottom visits Dan Reeser Stadium to take on EC. 4-2, 0-1 Lake Catholic will take a shot at the Panthers' recent success. And I guess I like their chances. Richard Flowers of Lorain County Friday Night Lights on Facebook will be on site for reports on this one and the rest of the games around the county all night long. In the Lorain County League, there's a bit of a logjam at the top. In truth, we all know there's a standout, and you know who it is. 3-3, 3-0 Firelands. One of those top 3 welcomes Black River, who at 2-4, 1-2 sits in the middle of the pack. The 2-4, 0-3 Oberlin Phoenix head east to Columbia Station to play the 6-0, 3-0 Columbia Raiders. Yeah, that's the team I referenced earlier. This could be a rough night for the Phoenix. The other 2 games in the conference are on the network. The third of the 3 at the top, the Keystone Wildcats, are 4-2, 3-0 in conference play. They visit Wellington to take on the 3-3, 1-2 Dukes. Keystone's been rolling lately, and unless Wellington plays an incredible game, that may continue. We'll have it for you on the second of our Lorain County Sports Network streams on YouTube with Dave Rivera and Jared Viancourt. The last game of the conference is on WOBL, 107.7 FM, 1320 AM, WOBLradio.com, as well as the app. The Brookside Cards are still looking for their first win this season. They head to Lorain and Tom Hoke Field to do battle with the 1-5, 1-2 Clearview Clippers. I think this is a good game. Gary Tollett and Brian DeVito will be on the WOBL radio call this evening. We'll wrap things up by checking out the Southwestern Conference. No surprise who's at the top. The Avon Eagles are undefeated in the conference. They host Midview tonight. The Middies are 3-3, 0-3, and are hitting this game at a tough time. That said, is there really ever a good time to play an SWC conference game? The answer to that is no. The other undefeated SWC team plays in Cuyahoga County tonight. The overall 3-3, 3-0 in conference play Avon Lake Shoremen travel to Olmsted Falls to play the 3-3, 1-2 Bulldogs. This will be a close one. So close that I wouldn't be surprised if it goes into OT. 5-1, 2-1 North Ridgeville, and 4-2, 2-1 Berea Mid-Park sit at 3-4 in the conference. They also play this week. This is just as close as the last one. look for an extra point maybe to be the difference. The final game of the night is on WDLW, 98.9 FM, 1380 AM, WDLWradio.com, as well as the app. Features the 3-3, 1-2 Amherst Comets heading to Elyria to play the 0-6, 0-3 Pioneers. I'll be there along with Dave Granczynski. This one might be over a little bit early, but a couple explosive plays by the Pioneers might help the cause. Next week, we'll look at the computer standings a little bit more in depth. Right now, though, we're a couple minutes away from sending you to your game on the network. The Buckeye Community Bank Coaches Corner is next. We'll chat with both coaches from your game before we head out live to the stadium for Week 7 action. Just a recap of the games on the network. On the Stream, Port Clinton at Vermilion and Keystone at Wellington. Check those games out on the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. On Lorain County Friday Night Lights on Facebook, it's Lake Catholic at Elyria Catholic. On the Cool Cat, Amherst visits Elyria, and on Lorain County Country, Brookside will be at Clearview. The Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame show will continue right after this.
Welcome into the Coach's Corner presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partners for growth. Our Week 7 matchup features the Keystone Wildcats traveling to Wellington to take on the Dukes. Joining us now is the head coach of the Keystone Wildcats, Don Griswold. Coach, thank you so much for giving us some time before kickoff. Are you ready for another conference battle?
Yeah, I love it. I love conference play. I love the parity. I love the familiarity. Just good stuff, man, all around.
Big weekend last week for you guys. It was homecoming. You got to celebrate, and you guys came from behind to win that game in the second half. Just touch on last week's victory, Coach, before we dive into tonight's matchup.
Yeah, went down. We were down to 2 scores at halftime. We gave up 2 long throws, some fade balls, and the Black River defense really stymied us in the first half, and we just challenged them at halftime to play clean football, to play up to our standard. We did. I ended up outscoring Black River 3 touchdowns to none in the second half. So I'm really proud of the way our young team is growing up and learning how to compete and learning how to win and ultimately making plays. We had some really big 4th down plays in the second half, had some stops when we were on defense, and then we had some conversions on offense. So, it was a lot of emotion, a lot of big plays, and thank goodness we were able to make more plays than they were last Friday.
Caden Cologne, Coach, the running back, got the start last week, and he doesn't look like a freshman at all, Coach. He gave you some really good carries, and you were able to use Wyatt McKee more in the red zone and short yardage situation. Talk about Caden Cologne.
Yeah, he is. He's just got a natural wiggle to him, doesn't he? He wears 26 for us, freshman. There's a lot of things I like about him. He keeps his shoulder pads square. He is elusive. He is quick. And as the years go on, he's going to add pounds to be able to pound it out too. So yeah, he was great for us outside of the red zone. And Wyatt McKee is a violent, heat-seeking missile. He was able to punch 3 scores in. But yeah, Caden Cologne is just an absolute awesome young man. He's 14 years old, and he's out there chewing up yardage from the running back position for us.
Wyatt McKee returns, has 3 touchdowns on the night to go along with 67 yards. And just to touch on his violent run style, Coach, how do you maintain that to try to keep him healthy for this long season?
Well, first of all, I have to manage the snaps in practice because he'll hurt other people in practice. So I manage the snaps, and then it took us a couple of series, but we just got into a good groove between him and some of the other tailbacks for us. He suffered a high ankle sprain back in week 3, and those are painful and slow healing. So he's not 100%, but we're, obviously a different and more explosive team with him at tailback for us. So I'd rather have Wyatt for 12 snaps versus 0 snaps. So, yeah, we just rotate him in and out, let him get a rest, let his ankle heal up a little bit, and then go out there and inflict more damage.
The sophomore quarterback, Colt Cowling, had a great game last week, Coach, and what I was impressed with most is he's starting to use his legs to become a weapon and to also extend some plays. Talk about the maturity and the growth of Colt Cowling at QB.
Yeah, so any coach would tell you, starting a sophomore quarterback, even one as gifted and as mentally tough as Colt is still a process, right? And I'm just really proud of the way he's managed that process. There are looks in practice that really don't come close to what you see in a game, and to get those game reps and run our triple option spread playbook, he's really starting to understand it the last couple of weeks. Colt, he is a fast, quick kid. He was a member of our state qualifying 4x2 relay team. And he can run. He can cover about 4.5 yards, it seems like, with one stride. So if he keeps the ball, runs 2 strides past the line of scrimmage, and falls forward, that's 8 yards. So I like those odds. And Colt's, like I said, Colt is taking what the defense gives him.
He's got some weapons on the outside to help him with Caleb Scott, Shane Ohl, as well as Zach Taylor. Talk about the receiving core and how you can get them the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, we haven't been pushing the ball downfield much, but our bubble game and our short yardage, our short passing game has worked really well. I suspect with a healthy Wyatt McKee and Colt Cowling finding his legs, we're going to be able to start to see this offense run. It's the full complement of plays and opportunities, kind of like putting some extra dishes out there in the buffet for us. So, it all works together, Dave, right? Like, you can't just throw the ball, you can't just pass the ball, and we've been a little one-dimensional for a variety of reasons, so having all those pieces work together helps the other phases of the offense.
Switching sides to the defense, Coach, you guys gave up 2 scores early last week, but in the second half played a near-perfect game. And Dimitri Ruby stood out to me, Coach. He had 2 interceptions, one of them in the end zone to stop a score. And you guys also had 2 more interceptions for 4 on the night. Just talk about Dimitri Ruby and the rest of your defensive backs having a nose for the ball.
Yeah, so Dimitri's a really neat story. If you were to see him without pads on, soaking wet, he might tip the scales at 140. But he's a wrestler. He just loves contact. He obviously plays a lot bigger and heavier than a 140-pound frame. And he's got a lot of snaps for us this year. I had no idea that he would be one of our starting outside linebackers. And just for him to just, again, like the quarterback position, but improve from week to week, that interception that he had there, the first series of the second half, earlier in the game, in the first quarter, he had been beat on the same concept. So we just talked about it, and super coachable kid. And then the other guys, right? We're able to get pick out of for Caleb Scott, and then on their last possession, one for Mason Graham. So, we were getting good pressure on them. They had their backup quarterback in, so he was just kind of tossing the ball up there, and our guys, the drill we do, just like every other program in America, that ball's in the air. Like, we want to get it and we want to score it.
Big hits on both sides of the ball, but leading the way for you was sophomore linebacker Bobby Gurich, who was just all around the ball last week. Coach, talk about him.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's grown so much. Again, he's grown into his body, kind of like a baby giraffe at times, because he's grown 6.5 inches over the last handful of months, 6 months, 8 months. He's really shot up, packed a bunch of muscle on. Another sophomore whose football IQ is one of the highest on the team, and he's just figuring out that, like, oh my goodness, I weigh 200 pounds, and if I get going full speed, I can inflict some damage and some physicality. So I'm really, again, super proud of the way Bobby's growing up, taking coaching, seeing the bullets fly on a Friday night, making big plays, just trying to get him to understand that you don't weigh 150 pounds anymore, bud. You are a big, strong young man, and to use that and to, put your hands on somebody and move them where you want it. So, yeah, Bobby's been great.
Scout the Wellington Dukes, Coach, tonight before we get ready for kickoff.
Yeah, obviously Coach Howes is fighting an uphill battle over there in a variety of ways. They've got decent skill. They got a decent line. They've got some playmakers. They just, like a lot of us, haven't been able to be very consistent early on, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and it just makes it hard to win games when you're not staying on schedule and you're always behind the chains and you get put in these really predictable passing situations. So definitely a respected opponent, and because they have some guys that can beat you and inflict some damage. So, I think for us it's just go out. Last week we put together one solid half of football. We have yet to play a complete football game. So that's going to be our challenge tonight, is just from the get-go, from kickoff, to just play two halves of football to our standard and see what happens from there.
Coach, good luck tonight. We look forward to speaking to you later in the post-game show.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
That's head coach Don Griswold of the Keystone Wildcats. When we come back, it's time to meet the starters and get this game kicked off. You're watching the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week, live and on demand on YouTube. Subscribe for free at the Lorain County Sports Network.
Welcome back into the Coach's Corner, presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partner for growth. Hi, everybody. Jared Vinecourt, joined alongside Wellington Dukes head coach Rob Howes. Coach, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Coach, as we approach Week 7, the second half portion of the season, your team comes in with a record of 3-3. You had a dominant victory last week against Oberlin, scoring 48 points, the most points your offense has scored all season long. What was working for you guys offensively last week against Oberlin?
Yeah, to be honest, getting off to a fast start and having confidence, I think, was really the big difference in that game. Connor Kinsert opened the game with an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and I think that just gave our guys confidence. And the big guys up front, led by our tackles, Tyler Burns and Ashton Rossler, just did a great job creating holes for Landon Beal and Trey Moore and all of our other running backs to run through.
Let's talk about your opponent here tonight. You're facing the Keystone Wildcats. They have a very good team in their own right, a conference opponent. Going into this game, you have a few injuries on your roster that won't be able to go tonight. Who are some key players for your team that won't be able to go tonight?
Yeah, we're dealing. We lost All-Ohio safety Alex Frank early in the year to an ACL, so he's just coming off surgery last week and getting that repaired. And then we lost Kate Spangenberger against Columbia to a gruesome lower leg injury. And the other one that we're going to be without tonight is Bryce Lemkel. All these guys were some of my top returning players, and unfortunately we got to go into battle with a very good, gritty, hard-nosed Keystone team without them.
Both you and Keystone love to run the football, especially with your running back Landon Beal. He had 3 running touchdowns last week against Oberlin. How have you seen Beal grow over the season, and what did you see from him last week that really took him off the charts on the stat sheet?
Yeah. Beal has gotten better each and every day. This is his first year playing high school football. He played in junior high, but did not come out as a freshman or sophomore. So his growth from summer to now has been exponential, and he's put in the work and time. And we bounced him around and tried to figure out what's best for him. And then, with injuries, he got an opportunity to play running back and is starting to run away with it. So it's nice to see that maturation, and definitely going to need a lot of good carries out of him tonight if we're going to be in this football game.
You also have in the run game Trey Moore. We talked about him last time defensively, but what have you seen from him offensively this year, stepping up in some key roles with, as you mentioned, some injuries that you've had this season?
Yeah, just, his senior leadership is huge, and, being a starter since he was a freshman, I think, is vital as well. He's always had a role offensively, but it's been more of a fullback, lead back, limited touch guys, and, he's a smart kid, and he's taken 2 different positions, including that same fullback role, but he's also played quarterback with us because of injuries. He's lined up at running back a little bit as well, and sometimes he'll be flanked out wide at receiver. So, just lucky to have such a heady kid like Trey that can really kind of do it all and is coachable enough to be willing to do it all.
You mentioned your star receiver, Connor Kinzer. We talked about him last time when we had you a few weeks ago, but also Deacon Worth on the receiving side for you guys has really stepped up for you guys. Had a reception last week against Oberlin, 2 touchdowns on the season. What have you seen from Worth as the season has gone on?
Yeah, again, another kid who unfortunately missed last year due to injury. He tore his knee playing summer league basketball and missed his junior year, was a starter for us at safety as a sophomore, and we're really happy he decided to come out and play his senior year. He's very talented. He's big, strong, and quick, and he leads our team with 2 interceptions defensively, had a big-time pick last week for us and almost took it back. And, now we're starting to get him more involved offensively. And, again, another kid very similar to Beal who just needed some time to knock off the rust, I feel, and get going. And, we've been trying to find ways to get everybody the ball. That's kind of the problem I feel like we have right now is we have a lot of guys that are doing a lot of great things, and now we got to scheme up ways to try to get them the ball and let them do those great things on Friday nights.
We talked about your offense, Coach. Let's move over to the other side of the ball, your defense. Ari Rayford, he has 7 sacks on the season for you guys. Really talented defensive end. What have you seen from him this season?
Yeah, just a grit about Ari. He's one of those kids that will puke in between plays because he just goes so hard and he's exhausted. He takes that wrestler mentality from the mats to the football field, and a big reason why he has those 7 sacks is just he has a relentless motor, and he is flying from A to B in between those whistles like we preach. And, it's great to see him having that success. He's a guy that hit the weights a little harder this off season. He worked out with Cade a lot and, found a passion for that. And, now it's translating to success on the football field.
I love to hear that, Coach. Love to hear that. What are the keys to the game to get the victory over Keystone tonight?
We have to play disciplined football. Again, Coach Griswold always has a great team over there at Keystone and always has them prepared, and they're always in the conversation for conference champs. So we have to do all the cliche winning things. We cannot turn the football over. We cannot have costly penalties. We have to try to control the clock and time of possession and keep the ball out of their explosive offense's hands. But, that's a lot easier said than done because they're just as good defensively. So we got to play a darn near perfect game and then hope that the ball bounces our way.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck tonight against Keystone.
Thank you. I appreciate everything.
That was Wellington Dukes head coach Rob Howells on the Coach's Corner presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partner for growth. When we come back, kickoff here from Wellington Stadium in Wellington, Ohio on the Lorain County Sports Network.
We are live from Wellington High School as the Keystone Wildcats come to town to take on the Wellington Dukes in a series that Wellington leads 24-14. Dave Rivera joined alongside my partner Jared Viancourt as we bring you Week 7 Lorain County 8 Football League action. And we are excited as we just got done hearing from the coaches in the Coach's Corner presented by Buckeye Community Bank. As we're in the pregame portion of our show, sponsored by Stewart's TV and Appliance. Jared, it's going to be a good one here as we get ready for Week 7.
It's going to be a good LCA conference matchup. Great weather, great night for some high school football.
You're joining us live from the CPA Green Pass Solutions broadcast booth as we have an awesome view up here tonight, and the field conditions are fantastic. As we were pointing out earlier to the press box guys, how fabulous this grass field is, and there's not too many grass fields left out here.
Not anymore.
So our weather and field conditions brought to you by Lorain County Clerk of Courts Tom Orlando. We did have our coin toss, and the Dukes won, but deferred. So Keystone's going to get the ball first. We'll see their offense. We'll see the Dukes defense to get things going. Your coin toss brought to you by Lorain County Visitors Bureau. The guys that made their way out there for the coin toss were the captains for Keystone. Number 2, Caleb Scott. Number 3, Zach Taylor. Number 5, Shane Ohl. And number 21, Tucker Webb, who is also out tonight. And your Duke captains who were out there were number 13, Gavin Wacker, number 20, Trey Moore, and number 70, Ashton Rosler. So your team captains brought to you by North Coast Insurance Group. Jared, let's talk about keys to the game tonight as we get ready for this matchup.
Keys for the game tonight for the Wellington Dukes. Obviously, you have to stop Wyatt McKee. We talked about it last week. We talked about it this week in the coach's corner in the pregame. He runs violently. You have to stop Wyatt McKee. For Wellington as well, you have a couple guys that are injured. How do you play through that adversity? How do you play through those injuries to get the victory tonight? And also, don't turn over the ball. Keystone's defense is elite. They have 10 turnovers this season via interception. So for Gavin Wacker, the starting quarterback for Wellington, he has to make sure he decides where to throw the ball very well for his offense. For Keystone, just continue to utilize the run game. Continue to get Wellington's defense guessing. We saw Caden Cologne get some carries last week. He's been helping out Wyatt McKee, who hasn't been 100% healthy this season. So for Keystone, just keep utilizing their playbook and keep Wellington guessing.
Your keys to the game brought to you by Williams Brothers Builders. As we get you ready for your injury update and report, brought to you by Elyria Jewelers and Repair. The Dukes have been battling injuries all year. Alex Frank done for the season. On the other side for Keystone, Tucker Webb, one of the captains, also not dressing here tonight.
Wyatt McKee for Keystone also dealing with an ankle sprain. He's wearing a brace on his ankle. We saw him limping a little bit last week against Black River. And for Wellington, they also don't have Caden Spackenberg, who got hurt a couple weeks ago against Columbia.
Yeah. National Anthem was just a few minutes ago, brought to you by the United States Air Force. Make sure you check them out in Avon as we get ready for the opening kickoff, which is brought to you by Lorain County Community College. Keystone back to receive is Wyatt McKee, who is a threat to take one back to the house at any time. As we've seen earlier in the year, he did it on YouTube for us.
That was the first week of the season last year. Wyatt McKee, he has 3 attempts this year returning kicks, averaging 42 yards. So there you go.
Doing the kicking is going to be Gavin Wacker, number 13. He's the quarterback as well, senior. McKee, the lone deep man, here to get things started as we are just about underway.
Don Griswold really trusts his special teams, having McKee be the only returner back there for Keystone.
Well, he dropped his second level back to protect him, as you see, as Wacker is going to kick things off, and we're underway here on YouTube. It does go to McKee, and he's got a convoy ahead of him, breaks it to the outside, makes a man miss. Now he's got some room to run, and he puts his head down as Wacker is the guy that stops the returner, and it looked like Wacker might have been a little slow to get up there on that play.
Great stop by Wacker. That was a game-saving touchdown to start this game. And you don't want your kicker or quarterback making those type of tackles, but Wacker put his body on the line, stopped McKee in his tracks, and Keystone with great field position to start this game.
Yeah, they're going to start on the Duke's 47-yard line for their first possession. With 11:52, Colt Cowling is the quarterback. And it's going to be a pass on the first attempt, and it is complete with room to run. And that is Bobby Gurich making the first reception of the night for the Wildcats.
Gurich, we didn't see him get a lot of receptions last week against Black River, but has done well for Keystone offensively. Coming in today, 9 receptions, 126 yards, averaging 14 yards a catch, 1 touchdown on the season. Nice first catch for Gurich to start this drive.
Yeah, pickup of 8 on the first down. 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom of the screen. That's Hagerman, number 9. And the trips to the top. McKee in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff here on this second play. And he's going to get the first down. As Wyatt McKee coming off a 3-touchdown performance last week and 67 yards on the ground. They used him as a short yardage back last week.
Yeah, Cologne, he got most of the yardage last week rather, for Keystone. But McKee being used for those short yardage situations, getting the end zone for Keystone, and indeed he did.
So Cole Collins is going to drop back now, and he's going to dump it off to McKee in the flat, makes a man miss with a nice spin move. Now he's got a first down and more as he is brought down by David Roldan of the Dukes.
That was a good, smart decision there by Cole Cowling. He didn't see anyone deep downfield on that post route, dumps it over to McKee, a nice gain, and Keystone just moving down the field with ease right now.
13-yard gain on the pitch and catch. Man in the backfield is Zach Taylor, number 3, with Wyatt McKee and Colt Cowling. Handoff to McKee. Jump cut. Tried to get away from the defender, but doesn't, as he is brought down by number 55, Aiden Alheit. So no gain on the run there. Dukes stopping them for a no gain. And now it brings up a second down for Keystone. Colt Cowling fakes, passes out to the flat, as that is Zach Taylor. And Taylor is going to be brought down by Connor Kinzer. So a pickup of 10 on the pass, as they've been using the little dump-offs and screen passes as an extension of the run game, Jared.
Sometimes you don't need to throw that deep ball downfield. Short, quick passes, move the chains. That's Keystone's bread and butter.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 13. They're inside the red zone. Handoff to McKee, and second guy brings him down, as that is Dom Wright for Wellington. The red zone sponsored by Russell Real Estate's service agent Steve Lawson, one of the top producing salesmen in Lorain County. If you're buying or selling, check out supersevesells.com. Pickup of 3 there on the run. 2nd and 7. Handoff to McKee. Stretch play to the left side. McKee breaks the corner, and he's in from 10 yards out. Wyatt McKee and the Wildcats strike first.
Great block on those left side for Keystone. Caleb Scott had a nice block along with Zach Taylor on that left side. Easy pathway for McKee to score that first touchdown of the game for Keystone.
So we'll give you a scoring drive courtesy of Valley Chevrolet here in Wellington, as Hagerman is going to be back to kick the extra point. It's down, and the kick is up and away, and it's good, as both referees confirm the call. 7-0 in favor of the Keystone Wildcats. Don't go anywhere. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week, live on YouTube. 7 plays covering 53 yards, capped off by a 10-yard touchdown run by Wyatt McKee, covering just about 3 minutes off of the clock. Keystone leads 7-0. Jared, impressed by the first opening drive for the Wildcats?
Absolutely. They marched down the field at ease. They made it look easy. We talked about those short passes, utilizing their offense here in the first half on their first drive. And they have an early 7-0 lead.
Pretty cool thing going on out here as it's a teddy bear toss night as they're collecting teddy bears here on the field. And
that's a big teddy bear.
Yeah, cheerleaders getting bombarded by the teddy bears.
They recently did a national vote for the biggest bear in the wild. I think the bear's name was Chunk, if I'm correct. 1.5 million votes. Chunk won with a broken jaw.
Oh, wow.
Before going into hibernation. That's just something I saw on the Today Show, if I'm correct with all my facts.
Connor Kinsner, your return man, and he is going to be dropped right about the 20-yard line as making the stop for Keystone was a few different Wildcats, led by number 24, Mamet Olapunar. So the Dukes are going to get their first possession going.
Wellington, they did really well last week against Oberlin. They scored 48 points, and it was led by running back Landon Beal. Beal, this is his first year of high school football. He didn't play his freshman or sophomore year, played in middle school, but never played in high school until this year, his junior year. He's done really well in the absence for some injuries for Wellington this season.
Wacker, handoff. That's to Trey Moore in the backfield, and he is brought down immediately as Zach Taylor was the first Wildcat to make a move.
Number 20, Trey Moore, the ball carrier.
Trey Moore taking over for the injured Caden Spackenberg. Moore's done nice this season, also serves as the backup quarterback. He's really good all around, especially defensively. Expect Moore's name to be called a lot tonight.
-1 on the run play brings up a 2nd and 11.
Parked along the fence, you're good. If your car isn't against the fence, you are illegally parked, and we need to have you move those cars as soon as possible. Thank you.
It's a packed night here today as it's a rivalry game. Trey Moore gets the handoff. There's our first penalty flag of the night, as Trey Moore is still fighting for yardage, and he's finally cleaned up by Cooper Graham, number 22. Let's see what the marker is.
I think it's going to be a hold on Wellington. The question is Griswold going to accept the penalty or decline it?
So referees talking it over right now. It's a chop block against Wellington. Illegal block. So they're definitely going to be backed up into their own territory.
And you really don't see chop blocks called in high school. Not sure who the guilty party for Wellington was, but it pushed them even further back into their own end zone.
Well, and you know, even if there's a guy engaged, obviously another guy can't come in low and try to get a block in, so that could have been what it was as well. Good thing you got a replay at home so you could see all of the action here live tonight. Super producer Duke's done a great job of that all season long. 2nd and 21 now from the 11-yard line. And here's the pass out in the flats. It is complete as it's caught by Deacon Worth before he is brought down.
Deacon Worth, another guy for Wellington offensively, stepping up for some injuries. Again, a guy like Trey Moore, really better on the defensive side of the ball, but Worth has picked up his game offensively after some injuries that Wellington has had here in the season.
So they gave him 5 yards on the pitch and catch. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 16 now from the 16-yard line. Gavin Wacker, the quarterback, gets the ball, drops back, and was looking for Kinsner, but Kinsner had not made it out of his break yet on the route. I think Wacker kind of rushed that one a little bit there, and the timing was off just a bit.
Bobby Gurich was in coverage, but I agree, Dave. I think Wacker just rushed that a little bit, and him and Kinzer were not on the same page.
So 4th and 16 now brings up a punting situation. Wacker will handle that duty as well. And this one, high kick, not very far. We'll see exactly where they're going to mark it out. Wow, farther than I think it should have been.
A generous spot.
Let's see where he's going to end up going. Okay, so the 35-yard line is where Keystone will get the ball to start their second drive.
And the Wildcats will have first and 10 from the Wellington 35.
So both possessions, they start in Wellington Duke territory to begin this ball game.
So far, Colt Cowling 3 for 3 for 31 yards. Wyatt McKee 4 carries for 16 yards with that 10-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Zach Taylor's back there now, partner number 3 behind Cowling. He's going to get the handoff up the middle, makes a man miss, and bounces left. Now he's got one man to move, and that guy brings him down as Deacon Worth was the touchdown-saving tackle for the Dukes.
Number 3, Zach Taylor, the ball carrier.
It's a pickup of 21 on the run play.
Zach Taylor, another guy for Keystone, getting some more long, lengthy carries for Wyatt McKee. Taylor, Cologne, and McKee, that trifecta running game for Keystone has worked to perfection for them this season.
Back into the red zone are the Wildcats. Here comes McKee. He gets the handoff up the right-hand side, and he is brought down by number 10, Landon Beal.
McKee, the ball carrier.
We're going to give him 3 on the run. 2nd and 7.
Justin Cottrell and Landon Beal there to stop McKee.
We talk about this Keystone running game. Coming into today, they have 19 rushing touchdowns out of 22 touchdowns they have scored this season. So those 3 guys that we mentioned are going to be running a lot.
Fake. Cowling's going to keep it himself. He's got a blocker on the outside, gets to the corner, and he's in from 11 yards out. Colt Cowling using his legs for a touchdown.
Quarterback number 6, Colton Cowling.
2 possessions, 2 scores in favor of the Keystone Wildcats. Extra point attempt is up next. And then we'll give you your Valley Chevrolet drive of the game. Not many plays.
Number 9, Brendan Hagerman back to kick for the Wildcats.
Hagerman is the kicker. And the kick is up and good. 14-0 in favor of the Keystone Wildcats here in Week 7. Don't go anywhere. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week live on the Lorain County Sports Network.
Wellington Athletic Department would like to thank the
We had a 3-play, 35-yard scoring drive capped off by an 11-yard touchdown run by Colt Cowling. Took about 2.5 minutes off of the play clock. It's 14-0 in favor of Keystone.
Keystone, even though the momentum is on their side here early in the first quarter, if you're Wellington, you're still in this game. You have to regroup, forget about that first drive, forget about the 14 deficit, and just go out there and play Wellington football, try to move down the gridiron.
Back deep is Kinsner for Wellington. Connor Kinzer, number 3. He is the deep man. Also back deep to receive is Brady Irwin, number 87, as well as Chase Milks, number 7. It's going to go to Kinzer. He's going to grab the ball off the ground and make a spin move, and then gets brought down on the return. As making the play for Keystone was number 4, Garrett Weister. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line with 4:39 to go. Wacker's got a man in motion, as that is Landon Beal. Pass to Beal in the flats. He's tackled immediately by Bobby Gurich.
Good start for Wellington. They're starting to connect on some positive plays. Expect Beal to be used a lot today. As we mentioned, 3 touchdowns last week against Oberlin on the ground. Also a dual threat receiver for this Wellington offense.
Gain of 2.
Gain of 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8 from the Wellington 27-yard line.
Beal, a great story last week, having 3 touchdowns, as Jared mentioned in the pregame. Didn't play his sophomore and junior year. Came back this year and has made an impact on this Dukes roster. Handoff to Trey Moore off the right-hand side, and he is brought down by Zach Taylor, number 3 for the Wildcats. Fast-moving first quarter here. 3:30 to go in counting, as that was a 2-yard gain on the run play. 3rd and 6 now. Duke's looking for a first down. Roll out play action, and pass is complete. That's Kinzer, as he was the man that got behind the defense, and Wacker found him for a big play here for the Dukes.
That ball was a little underthrown by Wacker, but he got it up high enough and over the head of Dimitri Ruby, a dangerous linebacker for Keystone who had 2 interceptions last week against Black River. Kinzer is able to make the catch, get a positive gainage and yardage for Wellington, and now they're on Keystone's side of the field.
Is that 26 yards, Jared?
That is 26 yards,
All
yes.
right, making sure my math is correct, partner. 1st and 10 now from the 45 as Wellington crosses midfield. Trey Moore off the right-hand side, and he is brought down and still struggling as the Wildcats had his leg. Making the stop there was Shane Old, number 5.
Shane Ohl, he's a dangerous linebacker for Keystone. Coming in today, 54 tackles, 5 for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception. Another dangerous linebacker for this Keystone offense.
2-yard run for Trey Moore, 2nd and 8 as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the first quarter. 14-0 in favor of the Wildcats here in week 7. 2 receivers down at the bottom of the screen. It's David Roldan and Chase Milks. 1 receiver at the top. Wacker's going to drop back and threads the needle as it was in the hands of David Roldan. Just couldn't squeeze it in. Wyatt McKee almost got a fingertip on it as well.
I think he did. I think that stopped the speed a little bit, told Roldan. I did think he did get a hand on it. Great defensive stop if McKee was able to get a hand on it.
That was a tough throw there by Wacker, man, that he did thread the needle and make a good effort to make something happen.
Roldan, another guy stepping up for some injuries for this Wellington offense.
Yeah, one of the seniors here on this Dukes roster. 3rd and 8 now. Wacker drops back, sets up a little screen pass in the flat, and Trey Moore is going to get maybe a gain of 1. Shane Ohl brings him down.
You knew once Wellington crossed midfield, this was 4th down territory. We'll see what they bring up on 4th and long.
So no gain. It's 4th and 8 from the 43. I think they're going to punt it here, Jared.
Wacker is the punter.
Yep. Wacker goes back and a little pooch punt. Fair catch signaled by the Wildcats as that's Caleb Scott. And Keystone will start. Looks like at about the 10-yard line when they get things spotted here. Yep, 11 is where it looks like they're going to give them. One minute to go here in this first quarter of play. $14-0 in favor of Keystone. Colt Cowling has 2 men in the backfield, 3 receivers on the field. Handoff going to go to Caleb Scott. And he gets positive yardage. Nope, that's going to be Caden Cologne with his first carries of the night, the freshman, who doesn't look like your typical freshman, Jared. As I was talking to Coach Don Griswold in the pregame, he's got some wiggle to him.
And he has a lot of speed as well. Expect him to have those long carries for good yardage for Keystone.
He picked up 4 on the first down, and I think Keystone is content with maybe that being the last play of the quarter. We'll see. There's 24 seconds left. So they may have to run one more play.
They might try to get Wellington on the hard count.
Cowling does snap it and give it to Cologne, and he is blown up in the backfield as leading the way there was number 28, Justin Cottrell. And Ari Rayford also making the play there for the Dukes. And that's going to end the first quarter 14-0 in favor of Keystone. Don't go anywhere. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week, live and free here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Great facility here in Wellington, as it's a packed house here tonight, and now the police are asking people to move some vehicles that are illegally parked. So everybody's checking their license plate to make sure they're not that person. We parked against the fence, so I think we're safe here tonight.
There's also a Nissan Altima.
As
I don't have a Nissan.
The public address announcer, who I know, has a tough job in general, now has to make these announcements on the fly, and it's always fun. 3rd and 6 now for Keystone. This first snap of the second quarter is brought to you by Janasco Insurance in downtown Lorain. Colt Cowling drops back, rolls right. He's going to throw. Intended for Gurich, and it's off his hands and complete.
That would have been a tough play for Gurich anyways if he would have caught that ball and try to keep both toes in bounds. But a great stop for Wellington. Look at the ball back with a good enough time here in the second quarter to get a score.
So 4th and 6 now from the 15-yard line. And it's going to bring out the punting unit for Keystone, as Wyatt McKee will handle the kicking duties, and Connor Kinsner will be the return man. I love Kinzer's face mask. He's got the glass shield reflective face mask, if you could see it here. And he's going to let it go as Kinzer. As they kicked away from him purposely, because Kinzer is a dangerous return man. And it'll get the Dukes starting here in the second quarter with their first possession.
Kinzer did have a touchdown last week against Oberlin on the opening kickoff. And a smart play there by Keystone, but great field position for Wellington to start the second quarter for them.
So they're going to start from their own 31 with 11:43 to go in the second quarter. And I think if the Dukes could put a drive together to take some time off the clock, maybe play some offense with defense and vice versa, they might be okay here.
Anything to keep Keystone's offense off the field.
Yes. Got to extend some plays and extend some drives as Trey Moore is going to get the first crack at it. He puts his head down and picks up close to 5 on the first down carry. Trey Moore, a workhorse here for the Dukes. He picks up 3 on the run.
That's already Moore's 4th carry here tonight. The only one that's gotten carries here on this Wellington offense to start the first half. So far, Gavin Wacker, 4 for 6 for 33 yards in the air.
Wacker drops back, passes, almost intercepted as Shane Ohl had his hands on it, and the intended receiver, Deacon Worth, couldn't squeeze it in.
That pass was a little to the right of Worth and almost in the hands of Shane Ohl. If Wacker can get that in the chest to Worth, that would have been a good gainage of yardage for Wellington, but it brings up 3rd and long on the incompletion.
Also stops the clock. Not what the Dukes want here.
And we had Wellington a few weeks ago against Columbia. It seems like with the injuries that they have here tonight, they're passing it a little bit more than against Columbia.
Yeah, Wellington's had their share of injuries this season. As a little trickery there on the counter action goes to number 10. That's Landon Beal. And he is brought down close to the first down yard marker, maybe a yard short.
And even though Wellington is on their side of the field, I got to think they're going to go for it here.
So you give him 5 yards on the run. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1 from the 40. Decision time for the Dukes. Maybe a quarterback sneak here, Jared?
Wacker could fake like he's going to punt because he is the punter for Wellington. It's not a bad idea. You just got blockers up in front. Still trying to get the play call from Rob House.
It looks like Rob might be trying to call a timeout as he's down here with the referee. And I think he's going to call a timeout once he lets the play clock expire. And now they're going to talk things over. We'll take the timeout as well. It's brought to you by Lorain County Recorder Mike Duran. It's 14-0 in favor of Keystone. Don't go anywhere. Timeout on this big 4th and 1 play, Jared. What's Coach Rob Howes directing?
I think he wants to be better safe than sorry on this 4th and short. I think he's going to run this ball. Depends how many blockers does he want. Does he want 5 blockers? Does he want an extra blocker on the end? We'll see what he does here. Who gets the ball for Wellington? Is it going to be Landon Beal? Is it going to be Trey Moore? A lot of key factors in this 4th and short play for
They look
Wellington.
like they're punting it here, partner. It's just weird to take a timeout just to punt the ball.
It could be a fake punt. Wagger's the quarterback.
Not a fake punt. It is kicked away. There's nobody back there deep to receive, as Keystone was thinking that Wellington was going to run an offensive play as well, but that is not the case. So the ball will go back to the Wildcats with 9:54 to go on the play clock.
It is a little bit of a head scratcher calling a timeout on 4th and short just to punt. But nevertheless, Keystone gets the ball back. They've already scored on both their drive, or two out of their 3 drives here tonight.
Gavin Wacker with the punt. Sends it to the Keystone 26-yard line. First and 10 for the Wildcats.
So this will be the 4th possession for Keystone. They're going to get things going from their own 26-yard line. In the backfield is Caden Cologne, 26. Fake to him, out to Gurich. In the flat, has a man blocking, makes a man miss. And now he picks up some positive yardage before he is rode out of bounds. And leading the way is Ari Rayford, number 53.
Gurich's second completion here today. Both teams today really fighting for that extra yardage, getting yards after contact. You saw it right there by Gurich.
That's a pickup of 13 on the first down play. And Bobby Gurich made something out of nothing. A lot of broken tackles there by the Dukes that he just ran through.
Yards after contact is huge.
So here we go. Gurich, the man in motion. We have a penalty flag. It's going to be a false start on Keystone. I think they're going to get Hagerman for that infraction.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think Hagerman got a little excited. I think he was expecting to get the ball there.
Second penalty of the night, 1 for each team so far.
And 15 from their own 34-yard line.
So 1st and 15 now from the 34 for Colt Cowling and the Keystone Wildcats. Handoff to Cologne, up the middle, makes a man miss. He's got some room to run. And he is brought down by number 87, Brady Irwin, before getting to the 3rd level of the defense.
Basically just made up for that penalty right there. And a great block from the right guard, Gus Hoops, on that play to open up that hole for Cologne and get a big gain.
13-yard gain, to be exact there.
Second down and 7.
Brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Keystone Wildcats. Collins got 2 running backs, gives it to McKee. McKee makes Irwin miss, and so does he makes Kinzer. Now he's off to the races from 47 yards out. Deacon Wirtz got an angle, but he's not going to catch him as Wyatt McKee has home run speed, and it was on display right there.
We talked about how violently he runs. He cut outside, he cut back inside, broke tackles, and just burst down the sideline with his amazing speed. 53-yard touchdown for Wyatt McKee, his 2nd of the half already.
53 yards out. And Wyatt McKee showing you a little bit of everything. The stiff arm, the spin move, the hurdle, and the breakaway speed, all to get it done. 2-point conversion is good as Zach Taylor hauls in the pass from Hagerman. We'll give you a Valley Chevrolet scoring drive when we come back. It's 22-0 in favor of Keystone in the 2nd quarter. Four plays covering 74 yards, capped off by a 53-yard touchdown run by Wyatt McKee. Took only a minute off of the clock. Your scoring drive brought to you by Valley Chevrolet in Wellington. Keystone all over the Dukes, 22-0.
Wyatt McKee already in this first half, 6 carries for 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was our Azable Apparel player of the game last week.
Yeah.
He's making a good case for that here tonight.
We have about a 50-50 raffle ticket. The Wellington cheerleaders are selling 50-50 raffle tickets this evening. The drawing will take place at the end of the halftime show.
So Keystone will kick it off.
If you haven't got a ticket,
They have scored on 3 out of 4 possessions here tonight. And this will be Wellington's 4th possession of the ball game. Chase Milks, I believe, or is that Irwin? It looks like Irwin maybe that has it. Yep. And they got another penalty flag come flying in as he gets up to about the 35-yard line. We'll see what we got. Initial signal is a holding on the Dukes.
And that's what it is, and that's not the start you want for the Dukes. Already down by 3 scores, backed up by your own end zone.
There's one car hanging out there parked illegally. It's a silver Subaru.
I love this public address announcer.
Well, I don't want my car to get to it.
Nope, we followed the rules, partner. We parked against the side of the fence like it said. Some people just made their own parking spot here tonight.
Yeah.
And Wellington's finest is being patient enough to at least give them some warning and some time to move the vehicle. Let's get back to the action here as there's a lot going on outside. 22-0, 8:49 to go for Wellington. That's Beal, and he is going to be stopped by Zach Taylor as well as Dimitri Ruby.
Reverse handoff.
That's the second time we've seen Wellington go with that reverse handoff. Beal was able to get 6 yards the first time. This time, Keystone was all over it. No gain for Beal on that play.
2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Dukes.
Wacker, the quarterback. Trey Moore, the running back. Landon Beal in your slot back. He's the man in motion, number 10, Landon Beal. Wacker drops back, throws to Deacon Word, took his eyes off it, tried to make a play before he caught it, and unfortunately it falls incomplete.
Worth had a great chance to get positive yardage on that play, but he took his eye off of it for a second. He was already looking at the field before he caught the ball. Landon Beal was there right next to him to set up a block for him to have space down that sideline, but Worth unable to catch it.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Dukes.
So Wellington facing a long 3rd and 10 here on their 4th possession of the night. Wacker, the QB, and Trey Moore next to him. 3 receivers on the top of the screen. Wacker drops back. That's Deacon Worth. He's got it, and a first down as he is tackled on the play by Zach Taylor, but not before he's able to haul it in for a Duke first down.
Worth able to redeem himself. Now his 3rd target of the night, 2 catches for 26 yards. That one was a gain of 21. And Worth, he was in double coverage. Caleb Scott was trying to sneak behind him and intercept that ball, but Worth jumped up, made a nice catch, and got a good positive yardage for Wellington.
So Duke's moving the ball at midfield. Wacker. Hard signal, and you had a stutter on the snap there by the center.
That was by number 64 of Keystone that jumped, but they're going to call it on Wellington.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen, but he tried to snap the ball, and then he stopped it, and then he snapped it like almost in 2 motions there, Jared. So it's going to back the Dukes up after that long play pass to Deacon Worth.
That was on Colton Palmer, the center tonight for Wellington. We've seen a pretty clean half for the most part.
Yeah, it has
really
been.
terrible penalties.
6:52 and running is your play clock. Handoff to Beal. Nope. Faked by Wacker. Kinzer in the flats is complete. Knocked out of bounds by Hagerman. Close to another first down.
That was a good trickery play.
I like that.
By Wellington right there.
Almost like a sprint pass.
A little bit, yeah. And it was hard to determine on that RPO if Wacker was going to run that himself.
Yep. Option pass there. So 2nd and 2 from the 45-yard line. Beautiful night here, week 7. This field looks amazing, all grass here. As Coach Rob Howes is going to talk things over. Timeouts brought to you by Lorain County Recorder Mike Duran. We'll take one as well. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week, live and free here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Second and 2 from the 45. Timeout called by Rob Howes. What are you expecting to see out of this play call?
I'm expecting them to give the ball to Landon Beal. Beal just got to get blockers in front of him. We've seen him use his speed already here tonight, and I thought he would have gotten more carries already in this first half. Just 2 carries up to this point.
Either way, I think it's going to be a run to Moore or Beal with this second and short coming up.
Second and 2. Wacker, hands off. Trey Moore, hit first by Shane Ohl, and it's going to be short as he got right back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Oh, a brick wall for Keystone here in this first half. He is denying Trey Moore of any positive yardage here in this first half. Good stop there by Ohl to make it 3rd and short.
Connor Kinzer brings the play call in for the Dukes. Wellington without Alex Frank, without Bryce Lemkool, without Cade Spagenberg. I could probably go on and on, as there's a lot of Wellington Dukes that are hurt this season, but Wellington's still fighting. Landon Beal gets the pass, and Dimitri Ruby is the first one to hit him, but then the man that cleaned him up was number 40, Landry Atkins, who's a 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore, Jared. And he put on a hit there. As you're watching the replay, number 40 came over from his linebacker position and, as we like to say, scraped and cleaned the plate.
That was a hit and a half right there. And for Gavin Wacker, that was a great decision on that pass play. Going to the outside, short yardage, short gain with that out route.
So picks up the first down, keeps the sticks moving. Landon Beal has it, and he is going to be gang tackled by just about all of the Wildcats there.
That's an effective play call for Wellington, but on that left side, Beal only had 1 blocker. Keystone read that perfectly. Wellington, they need more than 1 blocker on that left side so Beal can get a more positive yardage out of that play.
So 2nd and 8 now. From the 40-yard line.
And you got to wonder, with 5 minutes left in this second quarter, Wellington's probably going to take their time because they get the ball to start the second half.
Our first game in October brings you Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as the pass is complete as Kinzer is pulled down by Shane Ohl, number 5. Not before he gets it close to the first down marker.
Kinzer, his 3rd reception of the day for 43 yards. Wacker 8 for 12, 4 straight completions. And it looks like they're going to give him the first down.
They're going to move the chains, no? Yeah, they got to move the change the yardstick. There we go. So first down. Pickup of 8. 1st and 10 from the 32. Roll down on the bottom of your screen, number 1. It looks like Irwin at the top of the screen, as the run play is going to go for a few yards, but that's it, as Trey Moore is the man with the ball. see exactly how much they give him as Trey Moore comes off because his helmet, I think, came off. So now he's going to have to take a seat till he gets it fixed, and frustration there out of Trey Moore. 1 yard gain.
Dom Wright, the freshman, comes in his place. Wright this season, only 4 carries.
Dom Wright's a good-looking freshman.
6
foot, 200 pounds?
He's eating his Wheaties, that's for sure.
Holy Toledo. Wacker rolls out to the right, got a man deep. That's Kinzer over his head and catches it. That's nice. The tip drill executed perfectly.
There is a flag on the play, though. I believe this is going to come back for
Oh, no. What a catch by Kinzer. Wipe it off the board.
And I believe that was number 70, Ashton Rosler, who committed that hold. He seems visibly upset. So I believe that was Ashton Rosler on the hold. I'm not 100% sure. But that will push him back and wave off the touchdown.
Oh, boy. Not what you wanted there, as it was a beautifully executed play with the tip drill, and caught there in the end zone was Kinzer sitting on his behind.
Great concentration by Connor Kinzer to stay with the play. And as you said, with the tip drill, Dave, but unfortunately
You've seen it first.
Off.
Yeah, you've seen it. I was, my eyes stuck in the end zone for that play, and you've seen the laundry come on the field right away. Here we go. Wacker rolls out, passes to Kinzer in the flats. Dimitri Ruby brings him down. We'll see what the flag is.
I believe that's going to be a face mask on Ruby. Flag came out as soon as Kinzer was tackled.
And Kinzer not very happy about getting his neck twisted as he comes off the field and is now
2 costly penalties, back-to-back plays. The face mask by Ruby just now, and then that holding a moment ago by Ashton Rosler that took away the touchdown. And Rosler, he's a key man for the Dukes on this line. He can play left tackle, he can play center, he can play right tackle. When he committed that penalty, he was in the left tackle position. So Rosler is utilized all over this Wellington front line.
So 2nd and 2 now from the 25-yard line after the penalty. Good chance for the Dukes to get into the end zone here. Wacker gives to Trey Moore. Fumble! And it looks like Keystone has it, as Shane Hull was the first guy to get to him. And it is recovered. I don't know who came up with it.
I think Shane Hull came up with it.
He caused it and recovered it, Jared.
Shane Hull doesn't have a forced fumble or a fumble recovery until now. He's been a menace for the Keystone defense here tonight.
So that is a big defensive play there for the Wildcats to stop any momentum that the Dukes were trying to muster up. As textbook tackle there on the hit, strip, and recovery by Shane Ohl, the senior, stepping up right when the defense needed. So here goes Keystone from the 25-yard line, swing pass to Caden Colon, who is tackled by Trey Moore in the flat.
And you hear Don Griswold from the sideline saying, go, go, go. They have to do a 2-minute drill right here because Wellington gets the ball to start the second half.
Gain of 7 on the swing pass to Colon. 2nd and 3 now. Keystone trying to run their hurry-up offense. Colt Cowling drops back. He's got a man over the middle. That's Colon again. And Irwin hits him and knocks the play, breaks the play up as Brady Irwin with the nice breakup over the middle, number 87 for the Dukes.
That pass was just a little too high by Colt Cowling. And as you said, Dave, Irwin with a nice breakup to force the incompletion.
Stops the clock with 2:03 left to go in this first half. Don't go anywhere. We have our Health Markets Insurance halftime report brought to you by local agent Jeff Allison in Amherst, as we'll give you some scores and updates from around Lorain County, give you some stats, courtesy of Al Januzzi CPA. Wyatt McKee, and now he's got room to run as he is brought down.
And I think the ball came out
By Justin Cottrell, and it's a fumble recovered by the Dukes. That's Brady Irwin who comes up with it.
And it looked like as Wyatt McKee was brought down, someone forced the football out. Obviously, he's upset with himself. 2 costly turnovers in a matter of minutes to end this second quarter, Dave.
Yeah, both teams giving the ball to each other. Back and forth we go. 156, and Wellington will have it from the 42-yard line. Wacker. Double pass intended for Deacon Worth. They wanted the pass there we go. Pass interference will be the call, as it looked like the defender took out the legs of Worth before the ball got there.
And that's going to go against Connor Graham, the cornerback. Two costly penalties for Keystone.
So 15-yard penalty for it's exactly what the Dukes wanted, a little trickery, double pass.
Last drive for Keystone offensively. Ruby had the face mask penalty. Wellington wasn't able to take advantage of it. Now Graham with the pass interference penalty. Can Wellington take advantage of that penalty to end this second quarter and first half with a touchdown?
They're on Keystone side of the field. 1st and 10 from the 43 with 1:50 to go. Wacker, handoff to Beal, makes a man miss, and then he's brought down by Shane Ohl, number 5. It's been a tackling machine so far in this first half.
If you're Wellington, you want to run this clock out in the second quarter with your advantage with a score, but you also only have 1 timeout left. So you have to be aware of that as well.
2nd and 8 now from the 41. Wellington using time off of the clock. Maybe they're going to take a shot deep here, Jared.
They have 3 receivers lined up on the right. They possibly could.
Wacker drops back. Got receivers downfield. He's got time. Now he's going to step up in the pocket, and he is brought down by a combination of defenders. Jack Bolton, number 58, was there.
He tried to hit Kinzer downfield, but Garrett Weister was there in coverage. Great man coverage there by Weister.
So here we go, 3rd and 6 from the 39. Wacker is going to make it complete to Deacon Worth, and he was right at the sticks. I think Wellington's going to take their final timeout, or they're going to spike the ball. Yep, they're going to spike the ball here with 30 seconds left after that completion. 1st and 10 from the 34.
From the stats that we have received from Rob Howes, we haven't seen a field goal hit by Wacker this season, but coming into today, he's 8 for 11 on PATs. Obviously, PATs are a little bit shorter than your average field goal, but we could potentially see Wacker here hit a field goal. Has a decent leg.
So it looks like Rob Howell still has 1 more timeout in his pocket, according to the scoreboard up there. 23 seconds left from the 33-yard line. Like to see some deep action over the middle, maybe a post, Jared?
I think you got to go on those out routes to try to get out of bounds.
There you go.
But we'll see what they do.
Wacker drops back. In the outside route is Landon Beal, and Beal is going to catch it and get out of bounds to stop the clock and move the sticks.
Great catch there by Beal. His 3rd reception of the day. Wacker 10 for 14 in this first half, 6 straight completions.
Pick up a 21 on the pass play.
This is the first time, if I'm correct, that Wellington has been in the red zone tonight.
Yep, they're in the red zone, sponsored by Russell Real Estate Services agent Steve Lawson. If you're buying or selling, check out superstevesells.com. Gavin Wacker over the middle, intended for Roldan, incomplete.
That pass thrown a little wide right of Roldan, but it kind of helps Wellington in a way because it also stops the clock because that was in the middle of the field. If he would have caught that, you probably would have spiked the ball again.
Second and 10 with 16 seconds left. Quick first quarter. Second quarter's been a little bit more stop and go, Jared.
Wellington able to get a turnover. Keystone able to get a turnover. No one able to really pull away in the second quarter.
Interception. Zach Taylor, Keystone.
I believe Connor Kinzer was running a post route, and Wacker expected Kisner to cut over to the middle of the field, and there was some miscommunication on that play.
And you have another Duke down, which you don't want to see here tonight. We'll take the timeout as well as it's an injury timeout. Don't go anywhere. We got the halftime show coming up next, sponsored by Health Markets Insurance Agent Jeff Allison. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week here on the Lorain County Sports Network. We are back. The injured Duke is up on his feet. Looks to be David Roldan, number 1. And good to see him walking off under his own power.
It's a good sign for Rob Howes because, as we mentioned, the injuries have been piling up for Wellington. They can't afford to lose Roldan.
So the interception by Zach Taylor is going to start the Wildcat offense from the 23 with 6 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to run a play or not. Looks like they are, Jared.
Looks like they're going to try to take a shot downfield.
Keystone drops back. They are trying to go deep to Bobby Gurich on the right-hand side. Should have been offensive pass interference. I think you will get that, as Kinzer had the route to intercept that ball, and Gurich had to switch to the defensive player.
If Kinzer would have caught that ball, he had a ton of green grass in front of them down that sideline. With his speed, it potentially could have been a pick six for him.
And that will end the first half of play. 22-0 in favor of Keystone. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We'll let you listen to the bands and watch both of them here on YouTube. Then we'll rate the dog or maybe some pizza here tonight, courtesy of Brian Victor of Howard Hanna. We'll give you stats, courtesy of Al Januzzi, CPA. And we'll get you some scores from around Lorain County. Don't go anywhere. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week with Keystone leading 22-0 on the Lorain County Sports Network.
We present to you the 2025 Keystone High School Wildcat Marching Band. Tonight we open with a single by Miley Cyrus. It was released in 2009 and peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Top 100. It is also one of the best sold singles of all time, where the song sold 6 million in pure sales. We hope you enjoy our opener, Party in the USA. Feature this evening is a single by American songwriter Andra Day. This number is certified quadruple platinum in the U.S. with a trumpet solo by Ethan Tansey and a mellophone solo by Malcolm Tansey. We hope you enjoy Rise Up.
The final number this evening is a song by Ariana Grande, Jessie J, and Nicki Minaj. The number peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was the first all-female collaboration in history to be certified diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, the Keystone High School Wildcats marching band. High School Wildcat Marching Band proudly represents our very own Keystone local school district. The band is under the direction of Mr. John Davis, with color guard advisor Abby Clay and drumline advisor Jonathan Carmen. We want to wish our friends from the Wellington Band the best of luck during the remainder of this marching season. And once again, the Keystone High School Wildcat.
Welcome back in to the Green Path CPA Solutions broadcast booth as we are at the half. It is our Health Markets Insurance halftime show as we're getting organized and together here in the broadcast booth. Dave Rivera joining alongside Jared Viancourt, 22-0 in favor of Keystone as they've done pretty much whatever they've wanted all night long. Jared, you have numbers and stats courtesy of Al Januzzi CPA. Why don't you go ahead and give us some numbers?
I do have some numbers. For Keystone, rushing-wise, they have 11 carries for 121 yards. Wyatt McKee, he has 6 of those for 72 yards, a couple of touchdowns. For Wellington, they have 11 carries for 19 yards. On the receiving side for Keystone, 5 receptions for 51 yards. On the receiving side for Wellington, 10 receptions for 95 yards. Overall, Colt Cowling, 5 for 7 in the air for 51 yards. Gavin Wacker, 10 for 16 for 95 yards with an interception. Overall, Keystone has ran 18 plays for 172 yards. Keystone, they have ran 27 plays for 114 yards.
So those are your numbers courtesy of Al Januzzi CPA. It's all about the numbers. 22-0 in favor of Keystone. Let's give you a quick recap as they got things started first with a 10-yard touchdown run by Wyatt McKee. then followed by an 11-yard touchdown run by QB Colt Cowling. Then Wyatt McKee broke loose from 53 yards out to get the touchdown in the second quarter. And for the defense on Keystone side of things, Shane Ohl has a fumble and a fumble recovery on defense. And also Zach Taylor has an interception for the Wildcat defense. For Wellington, not a lot of bright spots per se. Brady Irwin did have a fumble recovery for Wellington in that second quarter to give the Dukes back the ball. But 22-0 is your score here at the half, courtesy of our good friend Jeff Allison at Health Markets Insurance in Amherst. It's open enrollment season. If you have questions about your Medicare or insurance coverage, you can contact him. He'll set up a free consultation, and he'll help you get what you need. So right now we got the Wellington Dukes band performing for us. We can also give you some scores from around Lorain County. I was able to track down some of those. Black River leading Firelands right now 19-14. Clearview all over Brookside 21-0. Amherst barely beating Elyria right now 21-13.
Yeesh.
Avon Lake on top of Eau Falls 14-10. Berea Mid-Park, super producer Duke's alma mater, beating North Ridgeville by a score of 21-6.
Oh, he's facing my alma mater. That's not fair.
Lake Catholic shutting out Elyria Catholic 19-0. And Vermilion also blanking Port Clinton right now 14-0. So those are some scores from around Lorain County. And also a little bit of the scoring drive here for this game, as the Dukes have had the ball 5 times. They've punted 3 out of the 5 times, and they have 2 turnovers in those other 2 possessions, Jared.
Turnovers was the story in the second quarter. Wellington just shot themselves in the foot in that second quarter, an interception and a fumble. They were able to get one of those possessions back from a Wyatt McKee fumble, but if you count the turnovers that Wellington had in that second quarter, plus the penalty that took away the touchdown, Wellington has shot themselves in the foot, and they've had 2 decent drives, especially in that second quarter, to get some points on the board. But because of penalties and turnovers, nothing has worked for them so far in the first half.
So we got about 5 minutes left here in the halftime, plus the 3-minute warm-up period. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll leave the Wellington band on for you guys so you could see them perform. And then we'll get you back ready for your third quarter action. Don't go anywhere. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week. Keystone leading Wellington 22-0 on the Lorain County Sports Network.
I just saw it on
welcome our 7th and 8th grade band members with a round of applause as they join us on the field for the hit song, Smells Like Teen Spirit. We'd like to wish Keystone an excellent rest of your season. And as always, go Dukes!
Straight in. And then he goes side. I think he goes straight side. Second button.
All right, if you purchased a 50-50 raffle ticket this evening, we are about to draw the number for that. Also, we're going to have 2 drawings this halftime. If you also participated in the gift certificate giveaway by the Wellington High School cheerleaders, we will be drawing that.
Welcome back to the Health Markets Insurance halftime show. It is time to rate the za, courtesy of Brian Victor at Howard Hanna. Sometimes we have a hot dog, sometimes we have some pizza. So Jared is going to rate the za here tonight for us.
All right, this is a live za reaction. First, we got to look at Flop. Just a small smidge of flop, nothing too major here. One bite, everybody knows the rules. All right, I'm going to do my best Portnoy impression.
1818. So, congratulations to Christy Holiday, the winner of the Wellington High School Cheerleaders gift card raffle.
You say one bite and then you take 3.
Well, that's what he does.
Okay. So it's one bite, but it's broken into like 3 smaller bites.
Yeah, essentially. I give this a solid 7.2. I'm not a big cheese guy. That's why the rating's a little bit lower, but not a bad pizza.
Our local Domino's Pizza here in Wellington, providing us with some halftime food.
They have a lot of local businesses downtown as well that has some great food.
Absolutely. So we want to say thanks to Domino's for providing us some halftime food and entertainment with Rating the Za, courtesy of Brian Victor at Howard Hanna. We can't always get down to the concession stand to get a dog because it's crowded here and we only have so much time. So a lot of times we just rate what we have here, whether it be Mrs. Ward's Cookies at Columbia or what else? We've had a lot of good different things. Cheeseburgers, chicken fingers, French fries, a little bit of everything. And we're definitely getting fat here in the press box.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Getting you ready for your third quarter action as we are about underway. Wellington will get the ball first here to start things off. That's Brady Irwin with the ball. Number 87 making some men miss and getting it up to over the 40-yard line for the Dukes' first offensive possession here in the second half.
Wellington, as we mentioned at halftime, had 2 good drives in that second quarter that were taken away by penalties and turnovers. Let's see what Wellington does on this first drive in the second half with great field position to start.
And I think even if you can't score here this first possession, at least moving the ball on this possession and taking some time off the clock would be a positive.
That's crucial. That's crucial. We saw them do a lot of short passes outside that worked into their favor in that second quarter, and they gave the ball more to Landon Beal. I think you got to keep going with that here in this third quarter.
So here we go. Gavin Wacker's the quarterback. Trey Moore's next to him. Landon Beal is the man in motion. Fakes to Deacon Worth, and he goes back to Deacon in the flats. Complete and knocked out of bounds by Dimitri Ruby.
Number 24, Deacon Worth. 14, Dimitri Ruby there to stop.
You see that first short pass to start this second half. Great selection by Gavin Wacker.
4-yard pass completion from Gavin Wacker to Deacon Worth. As we are underway the third quarter, our first snap brought to you by Janasco Insurance in downtown Lorain. Here we go, Gavin Wacker, handoff, Trey Moore. Or that's Landon Beal, excuse me. No. Yeah, it was Landon Beal. A little misdirection there by the Dukes offense. Beal lands on the ball, slow to get up there.
We've seen him do that a couple nights tonight. For Beal, just his 5th carry of the ball game.
Picks up 2. Brings up a 3rd and 4. So nice misdirection and offensive fakes there for the Wellington Dukes. See if they can get something going here. Wacker in the shotgun. Trey Moore is next to him. He's going to drop back over the middle. It's complete for a short gain, as that's Justin Cottrell making the catch. Close to the sticks, but looks like he's going to be short of about a yard.
That's Cottrell's first reception of the day. And we'll see what Wellington does here. Looks like they're going to send out the punting team.
Which I'm surprised here. Maybe a direct snap to Trey Moore. Watch that, partner.
He's looking over the sideline.
Pass play, Wacker to Roldan. It's complete, and Roldan pays the price as Wyatt McKee takes him out.
There was a flag on the snap as well, so this might be a false start on Wellington. We'll see if the play stands.
I don't know if Roldan's okay. He's stumbling as he is on his feet. Now he's going to take a seat on the sidelines. We have a penalty on Wellington. Now it's going to negate the play, bring back another 4th down, and you would imagine they would be punting here.
Rolled on. He did take a hit towards the end of the first half. Another big hit there by Wyatt McKee. He looks a little shaken up on the sideline.
So it's a false start on the Dukes, and it's going to bring up a long punting situation, 4th and 6. Nice punt there by Wacker. And it'll get the Wildcats their first possession here in the 3rd quarter, leading 22-0. So they'll start from their own 25-yard line with 10:13 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And the Wildcats will take over at their Devin Wacker's punt. Will be marked at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Keystone.
Colt Cowling, quarterback in the shotgun. He's got Wyatt McKee behind him. Handoff to McKee off the right-hand side. He's going to run through a defender and then finally brought down by Trey Moore.
Wyatt McKee, he's a threat no matter which direction he's running. Another good gain there for McKee.
Gain of 8 on the run play by McKee.
Corey Rayford there slowed down. Trey Moore for the tackle.
Colt Cowling, 2nd and 2, handoff again to Wyatt McKee, makes a man miss and gets a 1st down, and he drags about 3 Dukes with him.
It's so fascinating to see Wyatt McKee run the ball because when he goes outside, he cuts inside so vigorously, and when he does, he gets extra yardage because of it. A big gain there for McKee.
Gain of 12 on the run play. They're at midfield now.
McKee close to 100 yards of rushing on the day, 92 with 8 carries along with that.
Zach Taylor and McKee in the backfield, and Colt Cowling's going to keep it off the right-hand side himself. And he is brought down by Brady Irwin, number 87, after a long gain and another 1st down. So you're seeing the Wildcat offense clicking on all cylinders.
And that was a fantastic RPO ran by Cowling. Not only the Wellington defense, but myself here in the booth fell for that fake to Wyatt McKee. We've seen Cowling running a little bit this year. He has 3 rushing touchdowns. Almost had another one right there.
Colt Cowling gives it to McKee this time, breaks a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, stiff arm, and then he is slammed down to the ground by Trey Moore. Close to another 1st down for the Wildcats. Kinzer down for the Dukes.
Trey Moore, Connor Kinzer there as well. And we have an injury timeout.
And that's not what you want to see if you're Rob Howes, your star wide receiver.
He's cramping.
Going down.
It's just a cramp as they're stretching him out right now. Still pretty warm here in early October.
It doesn't feel like October.
I know.
It feels like, honestly, still August, but
I
without
love
the
it.
humidity.
I love it.
What are you talking about? Our producer, Duke, says it feels like July. I don't know what he's doing. The humidity's gone, though, Duke.
Tomorrow's supposed to be even nicer on our Saturday.
July, get out of here.
Coach Rob Howes using this injury timeout to coach up the Dukes team, as right now they need to make a stand as the Keystone Wildcats are threatening to score once again here in this ball game. So good news for Duke fans as Kinzer gets up and he is being attended to on the sidelines. Nothing serious, just a cramp as he is being stretched out right now. We're just enjoying the warm October weather that we're having this week.
Apparently it's July in Duke's mind.
You still need a jacket and a coat in the morning, and then in the afternoon it's hot, and then, the later in the day you still need a little sweater, a little hoodie. It's all 4 seasons in one here in Ohio in one day. That's fall. Here we go, Colt Cowling, Zach Taylor in the flat, and is it a fumble? Incomplete.
That was very close to being a backwards pass, and I think that was wise of Taylor just to drop that, because even if he does catch that, the Wellington is right there to make the stop.
It's incomplete, brings up a 3rd and 2 from the 24-yard line. This is 2-down territory for the Cats.
We talked about Keystone's run game at the top of the hour, and they're doing just that here tonight. Only 8 passing attempts by Colt Cowling here tonight.
They're playing to their strengths. They haven't been down, so they haven't really had to pass. They've been doing a good job of using it to keep the Dukes off balance. Spin move by Wyatt McKee, and now he cuts up the field. Got one man to beat. That's Durkin Worth, and he runs him right over into the end zone for a touchdown from 24 yards out.
More like bulldoze to me. What a spin move
Wyatt
by Wyatt McKee.
They're going to say he's out at the 1-yard line.
His knee must have touched before he crossed the goal line, but that was an incredible run by Wyatt McKee. Shaking up on the play is Deacon Worth trying to stop McKee from the touchdown.
You can imagine who's getting this ball right here, Jared. Here we go. Duke's got the replay up for you. Wyatt McKee. Where did he go out of bounds, Duke? They're saying he's down. So Wyatt McKee now makes it in from 1 yard out to cap off that scoring drive. We'll give you your Valley Chevrolet scoring drive after the extra point attempt, as the Cats lead 28-0 right now. We'll see if they go for 2. They've already converted 1 2-point conversion here today. It looks like they're just going to kick the extra point, as that is Hagerman, the kicker. Zach Taylor, the holder, missed hold, and it's blocked, as it was actually Caleb Scott, the holder, who muffed it, threw off the timing, and now it's blocked. No good. Score is going to remain 28-0, but another touchdown or 7 points from the Wildcats is going to keep this clock continuing to roll. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Seven plays, capping 75 yards with a 1-yard touchdown run by Wyatt McKee. His 3rd touchdown of the day. Took 3 minutes off of the clock, and it makes it 28-0 in favor of the Cats. That is your Valley Chevrolet scoring drive from here in Wellington. One more score, Jared, and we have a running clock, sir.
Wellington, they looked like they had some momentum in the second quarter with a couple of drives going their way. Unfortunately, turnovers and penalty took away the momentum from those drives. Let's see if they can do something here.
And here we go, as that's Brady Irwin. Got some room to run. Got Hagerman to beat on the side. Makes a move, and Hagerman is going to knock him out of bounds.
Connor Kinzer, the normal returner for Wellington, a really good returner for Wellington. Keystone has been avoiding him all night. Irwin has been getting some returns in return, no pun intended, and that was a nice one right there.
So a positive here for the Dukes to get them going. as they'll get the ball with 7:16 to go in the third from the Cats' 32-yard line.
Best field position of the night for
You're
Wellington.
right. You are right. A reverse play, that's Kinzer, and he is bottled up. Shane Ohl contained the end, and he had to cut back in, and that's when help came as he was brought down by a slew of Wildcats. Loss of 5 on the play.
Keystone has seen that play from Wellington multiple times here tonight. It worked early for Wellington in the first half, but towards the end of the first half, Keystone was able to read it, and they've read it here to start the second half.
They lost 3. 2nd and 13 now from the 35. We were talking at halftime, the fall smell in the air. There's a lot of bonfires and burnings going on right now. You can see it. It's a little cloudy here as the lights are on, but some of our crew said, man, it smells good outside. As the pass is complete, that's Wacker. And Cottrell looks like the guy that hauled it in. They are going to say he caught it. So that's Justin Cottrell's catch.
Just a second catch for Cottrell tonight. 2 receptions for 6 yards, the tight end for Wellington.
Picked up 3. 3rd and 10 now.
And you got to think if you're Wellington here, this is 4th down territory. You're going to probably run a play here to try to get the first down, but if you're short, you got to imagine you're going to go for it.
Beals in the backfield with Wacker. Man in motion's Kinzer. Wacker drops back, throws. Deacon Worth couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
And I'm not sure if that went through the hands of Worth or Gruich was able to swat it away.
Pass intended for number 24, Deacon Worth, is incomplete.
Incompletion on the pass play from Wacker to Worth.
Break up the play, bring a 4th and 10 for the
Love the replays that we've been able to add this year to the broadcast, as you get to see the plays over and over again thanks to super producer Duke. And now it's going to bring up a 4th and 10 from the 32-yard line. And we have a penalty on the play as guilty parties number 70, Ashton Rosler.
That's the second penalty by Rosler tonight. First one came in the first half on that holding penalty in the left tackle position. This one on the right tackle position.
4th down and 15.
So definitely not what you wanted there on the 4th down. Still admiring the field conditions here in week 7 of a football season. Grass looks really good here. They were telling me a little history about the Wellington Dukes football team. They used to play at the Lorain County Fairgrounds. As that play is picked off, that's your man, Bobby Gurich, with a convoy of blockers, and Trey Moore is going to hustle him down from behind. Nope, that's Cottrell, excuse me, who made the tackle, Justin Cottrell. We do have a Duke down. We'll see who that is, but Bobby Gurich with the INT.
There's an injury on the field.
Gavin Wacker, he was feeling the pressure on that 4th down, a ball that probably he should have just held on to or throw to the sideline for an incompletion or a sack.
Timeouts brought to you by Lorain County Recorder Mike Duran. It's an injury timeout. We'll take it as well. Don't go anywhere. Keystone has the ball after the interception, up 28-0.
Number 70, Ashton Rosler, coming off the field.
Ashton Rosler, the injured player for Wellington, walking off on his own power.
Good thing to see as Coach Rob Howes and staff attending to the lineman, captain as well, as he got hurt on the interception return there from Bobby Gurich, who almost took it to the house. Justin Cottrell tracked him down from behind. It's 28-0. I remind you, if Keystone scores again, that clock will not stop until it hits zeros, or unless there is a timeout. But right now, the Dukes are in trouble and in jeopardy of getting scored on again, as it's 1st and 10 from the 43 after the interception. Cowling fakes the pass and hands it off to Wyatt McKee.
McKee, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 53, Ari Rayford.
Ari Rayford brings down McKee. Ari's been making plays all night for the Wellington team.
Been one of the key contributors for this Wellington defense this year. 7 sacks coming into this one.
McKee just picks up 2 on the run. Fake pass to Cologne out in the flats. He's got a block. Worth makes the tackle and runs him out of bounds. Caden Cologne, number 26, good-looking freshman. Got some moves after the catch.
That was a great block on that left side by Brendan Hagerman.
The stock block worked out perfectly there, as Hagerman was able to take care of his man.
And
pick up of 20 on that.
That's something that football fans don't realize sometimes out of wide receivers and tight ends. Yes, they make great receiving plays, but their blocking is so important as well.
So you haven't seen Cologne with a lot of carries tonight, but he has had a lot of catches, as Zach Taylor takes the end around and makes a man miss, and flag comes out. He gets past the first down marker, but let's see what the infraction is before we move those sticks.
Believe it might be an illegal block in the back, as Taylor was cutting inside.
And it is a block in the back, Jared. It's going to go back. Holding.
Not sure who committed the penalty there, but that's a break for Wellington.
It is. 1st and 15 now from the 26-yard line. Ooh, the Wellington Donuts. Have you guys had those here? Oh, they're official. I thought for sure we would have some here in the press box. A little disappointed. They're cake donuts, Duke, if you like cake donuts. Oh, big hit there by Connor Kinzer. Maybe could have took that one back to the house as well, but decided he was just going to lower the boomstick and break up that pass play there.
He activated the hit stick in Madden. Zach Taylor, the intended receiver. Good play there by Kinzer.
Kinzer said, I'm tired. I've been getting hit all day. I'm about to deliver a blow here finally.
I don't think Taylor's getting any of those donuts either. After that hit.
Have to talk to the Wellington Dukes Booster Club. Wyatt McKee off the left-hand side. Runs over Landon Beal. Close to a first down. So we'll see what they give him on the run. As he picks up 8. They're in the red zone, brought to you by Russell Real Estate Services agent Steve Lawson, one of the top-selling realtors here in Lorain County. Check out superstevesells.com. Colt Cowling over the middle, and I believe that's Zach Taylor, number 3, who made the catch. It is Zach, a reliable receiver here. Just a junior, 5'9", 175 pounds.
Pass complete to Zach Taylor.
So it's 1st and goal now as they're to pick up of 14 yards. And here come those Wildcats. 3 running backs in the backfield. Gurich, Taylor, McKee. He takes it, but McKee's going to be short by a yard as he went up and over Trey Moore, making the play for the Wellington Dukes.
Wyatt McKee, 14 carries, 137 yards here today. Has a handful of touchdowns, and we talked about at the top of the hour, they always use McKee for short runs.
And that's no different on this one. As he gets in, he's not going to be denied from 1 yard out. Another touchdown here for the Cats. And remember, we got to get this extra point, and it would be a 35-point deficit to continually keep that clock moving. So Hagerman is back to kick, and the holder is Caleb Scott, number 2. And let's see what they're going to do. They are going to kick it. Hagerman, and another Duke almost blocked it again. As that was big number 72, who I don't have on my roster, coming through. So running clock, 35-0 in favor of Keystone. We'll take a timeout. It's the Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week on the Lorain County Sports Network. Scoring drive brought to you by Valley Chevrolet here in Wellington. 8 plays, 57 yards, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Wyatt McKee. That's Wyatt's 4th touchdown of the night. Jared said, Dave, who do we give the player of the game to? Wyatt McKee? And I said, well, no, he won it last week, so we got to spread the love. So we're probably going to pick a defensive guy, because they've played obviously lights out, not giving up a point tonight.
Yeah, Shane Ohl.
That's he.
Played very well. Forced fumble, fumble recovery.
Shane Ohl, you got who else?
Zach Taylor with an interception.
Yeah, Zach Taylor. So there's a couple guys on the defense that I think we're going to honor tonight because we want to spread the love. Wyatt McKee got a shirt last week, and we're not going to continually keep giving a guy a shirt each and every week. Here's Brady Irwin again, and he is hit and brought down hard. It's 27 on Keystone, and I don't have a 27 on my roster. It goes from 26 to 28, so I apologize, Mom and Dad at home who may be watching. Now we can run the clock, as there's a little bit of a argument in the press box as far as when to run the clock and when not to run the clock. So this will end the 3rd quarter of play. They won't get a snap off as it's 35-0 in favor of Keystone as we head into the final 12 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Legacy Home Finance Game of the Week, live and free. Make sure you subscribe here on the Lorain County Sports Network. All right, it's time to start this 4th quarter of play. The first snap of the quarter brought to you by Janasco Insurance in downtown Lorain. As we are heading into the 4th quarter of play. Next week, we will be Clearview at Oberlin, as it'll be our first time checking out both of those two teams in the LC8. It's a 7:30 kickoff time, just so my super producer Duke is aware, as we'll start our pregame a little bit later since kickoff will be postponed. But we'll be at the College of Oberlin, so that'll be nice. Yep, 7 o'clock pregame, as we'll have great facilities at Oberlin College.
They always take care of us.
Yeah, they do. So we'll be heading over there next Friday night. And then week 9, we have a little bit of a to-be-determined game, Jared. I don't know if I included you in that email chain, but the game that we originally had slated for our week 9 matchup is not happening. It already happened. So we had a little bit of a scheduling snafu, either on our end or the game was moved after we put the schedule out. But we got two options, Jared. It's either Edison versus Vermilion.
That should be a good game.
Or Notre Dame Cathedral Latin at EC.
Those are both great games.
I'm kind of leaning towards the Vermilion.
I am too.
Just because I think EC it has a tougher opponent in NDCL, who is really good this year. Edison, always a great team. But I want to see.
We've never been to Vermilion.
And I want to see a guy who might be in the running for Mr. Golden Helmet, and that's Evan Coons. So pass play is complete to Justin Cottrell, as Coons from Vermilion, Jared, is over 1,000 yards rushing, and he has second in touchdowns scored in Lorain County this year.
That is unbelievable.
So maybe we do check out Mr. Evan Coons in week 9.
We know we could get some intel from our guy Max Drum, because he's at Vermilion a couple times as well.
Yeah, they're out there tonight taking on Port Clinton, and our crew is out there. Fake, as Whacker goes deep. It's picked off. Who is it? Who is it? And we'll see if we can get you a number.
I believe that was
9, Hagerman. Yeah, Hagerman with the interception now. Definitely going to be a defensive player of the game here tonight.
3 interceptions now for the defense tonight. We talked about that at the top of the hour. If Wellington wanted to win this game, they couldn't turn over the ball. Keystone came into tonight with 10 interceptions, now 13 on the season.
So, Jared, where are both of these teams going to be at next week, buddy?
Wellington, they will return home next week to take on Firelands. As for Keystone, they will head back home to face Columbia, and that will be a big game. They'll probably determine the LC8s.
Yeah, that game will be on WOBL will have that game on October 10th. Columbia at Keystone, as that'll be a winner-take-all for the LC8. Cole Cowling with the handoff, as that is Andrew Sherdell, the new running back. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 160. Both teams going deep in rosters right now, running clock, as there's a 35-0 deficit here in week 7. We appreciate you tuning in tonight on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. It's completely free. You can watch any of our broadcasts whenever you want, and you can watch the replays. So it's all brought to you free, courtesy of all of our sponsors that we talk about during our coverage. Cowling, handoff again. Sherdell is the ball carrier.
There's a flag on the play as well. I'm not sure what the flag is on. It looks like it's going to be a hold on Keystone.
Week 8 already, Jared. Looking forward to the playoffs, buddy?
Absolutely. There should be a few Lorain County teams to make the playoffs. I think Avon and Columbia are a lock.
Yeah.
The rest of the SWC and LC8 to be determined. This is a Keystone team that obviously wants to get into the playoffs, and with the rest of the remaining of their schedule, they should. We'll just have to wait and see.
Changes to the format of the OHSAA playoffs this year, as now they cut the teams from 16 to 12. And also the top 4 seeds get a bye in the first round, which I kind of like.
I prefer that way. I don't think you need to have 16 teams.
No.
Especially with those 1 and 16 matchups. Don't think those are necessary.
It's still a long season, Jared, with 16 weeks. I mean, these kids are playing almost a full NFL season of football.
Especially when
to win the state title.
Especially when you're playing a sport, too.
Yeah. It takes away from their basketball program, as now they got to reschedule games because, half the team's still on the football team. And
wrestling, too, because
it's a good problem to have.
Because when I was at Ridgeville, Avon had a few wrestlers that were on the football team, and they missed the first week of the season because they were still playing football.
3rd and 21 now from the 23-yard line. Running clock, 6.5 to go. Colt Cowling drops back. He's got time, and he's going to let it go, and it's complete as it's caught by Landry Atkins, the 6-foot, 170-pound sophomore, makes the catch out of the backfield. Keystone got a lot of young guys that are going to be making an impact in the future. Cologne, just a freshman, and I like Landry Atkins, just a sophomore. A lot of younger talent guys going to be coming back next year for Keystone as well. Wyatt McKee is going to kick the ball. He's got 4 touchdowns tonight. And that one is going to go out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they spot it. A little extracurricular activity on the sidelines. Referee had to tell him to calm down. As it will be Wellington ball at the 45-yard line. Make sure you tune into our Spitzer Auto World postgame show. They'll have it live on Facebook at Lorain County Sports Network, or you can listen to it on the radio, WOBL or WDLW. John Guzik does a great job with Paul Williams. They'll talk to some coaches. They'll talk to some players. They'll break down Week 7 and get you ready for Week 8. It's our Spitzer Auto World postgame show coming up next, immediately following the whistle. Kinzer, complete, about a yard short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1. Yeah, the way they spotted it, you would think it is a first down, as some of the guys in the press box are saying. Somebody just fell down the steps. Hope everybody's okay.
There's some money found down by the track, and you think you lost some money.
A lot of things happening here at Wellington. People lost money. PA announcers telling them. We got a guy take a tumble down the stairs. It must be a full moon tonight, Duke. A lot of things happening here. 3:45 to go in this 35-0 blowout victory in favor of the Wildcats, as they're going to improve to 5-2 now after 7 weeks. Tried to find a score for that Columbia-Oberlin game. Couldn't. That's probably because Columbia's up big. Usually that's the case when those things happen. It's hard to find a score because no one wants to insult anyone.
When you're ranked 9th in Division 6 against an Oberlin team with just 2 wins on the season.
We've seen Columbia, Jared. What do you think about them? Logan Mangy being out all year is definitely going to hurt them in the postseason. Jimmy Stoffe, All-Ohio, being hurt all year is going to hurt them. They've been making it so far.
They've been able to win with the injuries they have.
Yes. Almost another pick, as the Cats' defensive secondary had 4 last week, and they've got a few already this night.
It's going to be that 3rd round of the playoffs again if Columbia can get to that point. That's going to determine if they can make it down to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
2 minutes left. It's 4th and 4 for Wellington. Wacker is the quarterback. Trey Moore next to him. Nope, that's a new running back. And pass is caught to Kinzer. Kinzer gets a first down and is still fighting for yardage before he stood up by Zach Taylor. So the sticks will move for the Dukes. As we're under 1:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll give you a Zabo Apparel Player of the Game. We'll give you our Valley Chevrolet Drive of the game. And we'll get you ready for Week 8. Wacker. Pass is incomplete, intended for Kinzer. As our Spitzer Auto World postgame show is coming up here very shortly. Keystone's defense has been nothing short than phenomenal tonight. Got some backups in there right now. See if they can finish the job here for the first team. Wacker. Beal. And he is brought down by Andrew Sherdell, number 30. We're under 1 minute to go, as this one is going to end by a final 35-0 in favor of Keystone. They're going to improve to 5-2. Duke's going to fall to 3-4, as Week 7 is already in the books here tonight. Pass off the hands of Deacon Worth, and that should do it and end this ball game. 35-0 in favor of Keystone over the Wellington Dukes. Don't go anywhere. It's our Spitzer Auto World postgame show. Coming up next, we'll give you some stats and scores, as well as our player of the game, drive of the game, and we'll get you ready for Week 8. We'll be right back on the Lorain County Sports Network.
Take you through the classic.
Welcome back in to the Green Path CPA Solutions broadcast booth, live from Wellington, as we are wrapping up this one 35-0 in favor of Keystone. It's our Spitzer Auto World post-game show. Thanks to our friends at Spitzer Volkswagen and Spitzer Chevy in Amherst. Make sure you go and check them out for your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle purchase. Time to get into the numbers, courtesy of Al Januzzi CPA. It's all about the numbers. Jared, you have them. Let's hear them.
Keystone did a lot with the run game here tonight. 23 rushes for 205 yards. Wyatt McKee, he had 15 of those for 138 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground. For Wellington, they had 13 carries for 18 yards rushing. On the receiving end, Keystone, they had 8 receptions for 96 yards. Wellington, they had 18 receptions for 153 yards. Kinzer, he had 5 receptions for 71 yards, the best receiver tonight for Wellington. In the passing game, Cole Cowling, 8 for 12 for 96 yards. Gavin Wacker, 18 for 32 with 3 interceptions and 153 yards. Overall, total offense, Keystone, they ran 35 plays for 301 yards. Wellington, they ran 45 plays for 171 yards.
So big night for Wyatt McKee as he had 4 rushing touchdowns on the night. But we're going to give our Zabel Apparel player of the game to a guy on defense who we called all night long, linebacker number 5, Shane Ohl. He had a great play as he made the tackle, stripped the defender, causing a fumble, and then recovering that fumble himself as well. The 6'2", 210-pound senior middle linebacker is our Zabel Apparel player of the game. He's going to get a T-shirt and a picture to go on social media as he had himself quite a night here today, as all of the defenders did for Keystone, as they had interceptions from Hagerman, from Zach Taylor, the fumble recovery, just a big night. They didn't let Wellington get anything going offensively as they pitched the shutout 35-0. Our drive of the game, Jared, any drive stick out to you for Keystone?
I think the drive that stood out for me, it wasn't a scoring play for Keystone. It was a defensive play.
Okay.
When they got that fumble in the second quarter, I think that was really the momentum killer for Wellington and really solidified Keystone's victory here tonight.
So the Shane Ohl play.
Yeah.
The drive stopper of the
Show
game.
stopper, Shane Ohl.
Brought to you by Valley Chevrolet here in Wellington. So next week we will be at Oberlin College as it's Clearview taking on the Oberlin Phoenix. Pre-game will start at 7. Kickoff will start at 7:30 at all Oberlin home games. And then we will get you ready for Week 8 already as the high school football season is flying by. Postseason points are up for grabs. Division conferences and titles are up for grabs. So there's still a lot to play for in the last few weeks. Golden Helmet Award. I mentioned Evan Coons for Vermilion, one of those guys. Anybody stick out to you, a senior that may be in the running?
I think for Golden Helmet Award, there's honestly, I think Coons right now is the best candidate.
Cy Christensen is getting ready to pass 7,000 career passing yards in his career. He's another guy that's probably second on that Golden Helmet.
He was nominated last year, too.
Well, the Golden Helmet Award is only a senior award. He was nominated for the Matt Wilhelm Award, which is with the Journal, but you're not far off. So we'll see what happens. Those two guys are the front runners for the Golden Helmet Award. That is brought to you. The watch is brought to you by Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, as we are the sponsor for the Golden Helmet Award here in Lorain County. We can't wait. We're excited. There's a few more weeks left of high school football, and we'll be following one of these Lorain County teams to the playoffs. So for everybody here, Ben Parsons on the camera, super producer Duke behind the scenes, my partner Jared Viancourt, who makes it easy for me every single Friday night. I'm Dave Rivera. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Lorain County Sports Network. Make sure you subscribe. It's completely free, and we want to wish you a good night from Wellington.